Greetings, everyone. I'm Eric with Your Essential Practice. Welcome to this week's Rune reading, where we'll explore the energetic shifts from July 24th until July 30th, 2025, of course, and what that means for all of us, all of our zodiac signs. This new moon in Leo on July 24th, right away, calls for radical self-honesty and soul-level reclamation. With Pluto directly opposing this lunation, we're drawn into deeper self-reflection, inviting us to examine where we might have traded authenticity for approval. Saturn and Neptune also offer clarity as spiritual discipline, while Uranus sparks creative liberation, urging you to reinvent and break free. On July 30th, at the very end of this week's rune reading here, Venus enters into Cancer, shifting the focus to emotional depth and true intimacy, bringing self-care and nurturing to the forefront. Be sure to check the description box below for a wealth of astrological insights. If you don't, you'll just be missing out on a lot of that. So now let's dive into the transformative week and embrace the energies that await us and the runes to help guide us. Greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your divinely guided rune reading here for the week. Let's jump right on in and grab your energetic rune for the past. Beautiful Gibo here. This is divine gifts, partnerships, balance of reciprocative energies, the balance of give and take. Now, whenever we have the runes that have the lines that go straight out and kind of make a stable, almost a triangle structure at the bottom, that's a very stable energy. So you're stable on all sides in this reciprocative energy. This could be a divine partnership, a business partnership, like a spiritually aligned business, or it could be like a blessed union with you and your significant other. This could be just a beautiful partnership with a friend or a relative. Take what resonates, please, Pisces, leave what doesn't. This is also being able to give with gratitude, to be able to receive and give with gratitude. Always remember what you receive. Always forget what you gave. That's a beautiful way to look at that. So let's look in your energetic now position. This is in Awaz. Awaz is like the U branch. Now that's spelled Y-E-W, and that's like the ash tree, or Yggdrasil, the tree of life. So this is the world axis, like the tree of life. You're feeling maybe a little frenetic with this balance of energies, maybe caught in the middle, needing to flex, needing to balance, needing to be durable right now. Something could have changed, or you just recognize maybe a change in the seasons, or just you're just needing to step into your flexibility and your toughness, your stability some more. This spiritual, or excuse me, this Gibo, this partnership could be like your Two of Cups or your Lover's energy in the tarot, like a divine partnership that's probably they're leaning on you a little bit for support right now. Okay, take what resonates, please leave what doesn't. But this is indicative of, okay, when we don't flex, or if we flex too much in the wind with our tree branches, right? Like imagine that we are the tree branches in the wind. When we flex too much or we don't flex enough, we can snap our branches off and become this rune Isa, which is stuck, frozen, rigid, repeating life lessons. Kind of slip and fall and have the opportunity to repeat the life lesson. So when we do flex, we get to see glimpses as these tree branches flex, and ever so slightly we get peaks of little Sawilo in the background there, where you could transmute this into your sunshine energy, the opposite of Isa, where you get to melt your emotional ice, where you get to just shine and be your beautiful, radiant self. Okay, so there's that balance, right? This rune is indicative of the squirrel in Nordic mythology that balances the information between the great condor at the top of the tree of life and the great serpent at the bottom. So this is a lot like you stabilizing all of these axis energies around you right now. Really, that is a battle that you choose. I just want to put that out there. Sometimes it's not as much of a choice as something that we're thrust into, but please do take this as gracefully as you possibly can. In your energetic near future here, we have, unraveling of mysteries, initiation, This is Pertho, the gambler's cup. So this is something like a birthing process or friendly competition, something where you know how it begins. You're kind of sure how it's going to end, or you might not have a clue how it's going to end. But this is the gambler's cup where divine is saying, take that energetic leap anyway. It's saying, look, I got you. Take the leaps. It's okay to flex. Sometimes you need to take a couple steps back before you can take a leap forward. Regardless what this is, though, through this initiation here, you're kind of knowing and having a perspective on things as these flexes, as things flex and change in your life. But through this process, all these adaptations and everything shift and change you, and you come out initiated with a shifted perspective. You're no longer facing the same direction, but you're still generally knowing where you're going. So this is really, Pisces, about how you're going to respond to this energy rather than react to it. Let's see what your energetic influence is here for the now. Berkana, beautiful nurturing energy. So this is like the Empress energy, beautiful, divine, feminine, nurturing, like a mother's love, like the evolution of what nourishing means. As we grow older, the way that we need to be nourished changes. So that sometimes it's purely physical. Sometimes it's very emotional and cathartic. Sometimes it's very messy and spiritual and like really gritty, right? But through this flexibility, this toughness, this stability, well, I'm almost getting choked up with some tears here right now. This is like going back to family for nurturing. Or embodying that sense of nurturing of what this partnership means to you and seeing it through its evolution. So maybe something that you began here as partnership, maybe being tested right now, or you're maybe looking at removing yourself from or adding yourself to another partnership right now, where either way, you're called to nurture this like yourself. You nurture yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? You're like, spend some time in your stability and your flexibility, true, but don't make that your whole life. You still need to nurture yourself. You still need to be able to call on family for support. Okay? Make sure you're having that healthy communication too. What's your energetic advice for the now? Ooh, Odin's Rune. Okay. Now, Odin's Rune, this is like the patch that covers Odin's eye. I'm not saying, ooh, Odin's Rune like it's bad. Okay. Sorry. So this is the patch that covers Odin's eye to the effect that it's something that's hidden from you or something that is very well known to you, something you already know. Regardless of what that is, that first thought that popped into your head just now is probably what this is. We will get a rune of clarity here from a completely different set at the end of the reading. Okay? But I think these are the two best positions for it to be in for Odin's Rune. Because this is right now like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Well, it's a mystery. You're unraveling that mystery here in the future. You don't get to do that just yet. Right now, you need to be preparing yourself for that, probably healing with this or from this, so you can this is really a stinker for me to pull in this position here, because I really want to be able to tell you what you can do right now. But Divine's saying what you can do is either very much hidden from you, maybe because of this influence, or something that is just being revealed in its own time to you, and you just need to be patient about it. I really think it's the latter. Let's get the energetic outcome room for the now. Energetic outcome room for the week. Venus into Cancer on the 30th at the very end of this rune reading. Leo on the 24th, the new moon in Leo. You're going to have so much clarity, Pisces. This is a metamorphosis. You're never going to be the same again. Dagaz is the rune that means day. This is like the temperance card in the tarot. This is true transmutation energy. See how this has Dagas right in the middle of it too. Or excuse me, not Dagas has Gibo right in the middle of it too. This is that infinite stability and clarity, that aha moment. This is like an hourglass tipped on its side and the infinity symbol at the same time, where you're like out of body experience kind of clarity, like you're viewing yourself remotely. And you have that like, oh, wow, that's what this is. And that's what you're going to be unveiling. And really getting to that energetic leap of initiation, your next initiation here. So Dagas is also like that butterfly emerging from the chrysalis is the true metamorphosis. The transmutation of Dagas means, well, why it means day is that transmutation of night to day. It is that much of a change, like a complete opposite energy almost. So taking what resonates, leaving what doesn't. This outcome of clarity, perspective, metamorphosis, irreversible rune here is very much a huge reward, I think, a big payoff for being able to not having to pour from an empty cup all the time, but being able to be stable, tough, flexible right now, and maybe even just leaning on your partner to help with this in the time being. Maybe they have some good insight here for you. Let's get a rune of clarity here. I really want this clear. I want this crystal clear for you, Pisces. Okay, this is the third time I've gone into this today. I shuffle the heck out of these and these. And every time I get a rune of clarity today, it's Theorisas. This is beautiful energy. That's definitely a theme for this week, so keep that in mind. Everything that we do needs to be done thoroughly. Are you being completely honest with yourself? Are you being thorough with this? Are you truly balancing, or are you just waiting out the clock? Right? Are you going to hold on to resentment and all that? Or are you going to nurture this? Are you going to build, destroy, or protect? Theorisas is like Thor's hammer. It's that lightning quick strike of swift, just action, where you feel like you might have all the information and you can get, yep, but remember, when we flex too much or not at all, what happens? Okay, so definitely take your time, be patient with this. This is going to transmute. You don't really have to do much to aid it along, other than just to nurture what you feel needs to be nurtured, like building, destroying, or protecting. The choice is always up to you, Pisces, right? Are you going to use this hammer with the swift, thorough action that you need to do right now, which I believe is already something you're already doing? Are you going to jump to this conclusion? Or are you going to have this informed action? So building, destroying, protecting, you could be caught in between different energies and wanting to balance them both and to remain friends with all of them. We all like doing that. And, you know, I'm a Gemini and I have two heads too. All right, Pisces. So I feel you there. And really, we want to be friends with everybody and everything. And really, all we can do is not pour from an empty cup, keep nourishing our divinely guided path. You will get that clarity regardless, and it will reveal all the mysteries to you moving forward. So this thorough action is really an inward sort of action for you, right? It's your convictions, being honest with dotting every I, crossing every T. I really think this is a protection energy. Let me know in the comments below how this resonates here for you. I really don't think you're being defensive per se. I really think you're wanting to build. You're wanting to go through an initiation. It's just that all the energies right now aren't 100% seemingly on board with you right now, but they will be. I hope that makes sense. All right, let me know in the comments below, or you can flame me below, whatever. So messages from the fairies oracle deck these are mainly beautiful messages from the fairies who love to assist. Okay, we're going to get a card of clarity from the messages from fairies oracle deck. These are messages from divinely guided beings who love to assist us in our journeys. So fairies, please show us clearly a message of clarity do you have for Pisces this week? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be yourself. Yeah, just be yourself. You don't have to change for anybody or anything. Your change is going to occur naturally anyway. All right, you don't have to change right now. Just stable, flex, nurture, because yeah, it all evolves on its own. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Yeah, Pisces, you really are really beautiful with that emotional balance and communicating that with your friends, your family, your coworkers, right? And you probably are leading the charge in this respect. All right, let's read more about what this card has to say. Be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. As a reminder, you're most powerful and effective when you're genuine and authentic with yourself and others, Pisces. If you pretend to feel, act, or be something other than yourself, which is not honoring this or this, then you lose awareness of your feelings, which are a source of important guidance. The answer to the question you're asking is just be yourself. Behave, speak, even dress as you normally would, and don't worry about what others think. By being your authentic self, you can give others the opportunity to love the real you. Additional meanings for this card are to trust your feelings, or a relationship improves when you let down your guard. Or instead of copying others, follow your own internal guidance. Or know that you are lovable for everything that you are. And you truly are, Pisces. All right, last couple meanings here for this card are emphasize your personal style at work and as a key to your business success. Right? Or trust and follow through on your ideas. Or finally, fully express yourself through an artistic or creative endeavor. Namaste, Pisces. Have a blessed and abundant week.